Well, here it is, From Software's Bloodborne, running under backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5 at 60 frames per second. So right now, Bloodborne on PlayStation 5, you get a 1080p experience just like this one. However, it operates at a wobbly 30 frames per second that's barely improved over the PlayStation 4 original. However, today in this video we can show you how the game looks running flat out at 60 via backwards compatibility, and in the video description below you'll see a link to a video we did back in 2021 where we added 4K AI upscaling to the mix. A kind of vision of the Bloodborne experience on PlayStation 5 we never got. This though is the OG, no enhancements added, and it's just gameplay, and we've got more of it along with AI upscaled versions on the DF Supporter Program's premium tier. The story behind the video capture is actually a bit of a saga. Back in May 2020, Digital Foundry showcased an unofficial unlocked FPS patch for Bloodborne, coded up by Lance McDonald. He tapped into the changes to the code made to Dark Souls 3's PS4 Pro patch that enabled an unlocked frame rate. He brought those changes into the Bloodborne codebase, and this essentially allowed the game to run at up to 60 frames per second. But the problem was that the game was never designed to run on PS4 Pro. It couldn't tap into all of the power of the machine, and boost mode was as far as you could get. A locked 1080p 60, as you're seeing here, completely off the table, while even 720p 60 had issues, presumably because having removed the GPU bottleneck, CPU limitations became the issue. McDonald's patch was released publicly a while ago now and could be run on development PlayStation 4 hardware and exploited retail machines. So a couple of years back, we received this footage from someone who's understood to have taken McDonald's patched rendition of Bloodborne and somehow managed to get it running on what we can safely assume to be PlayStation 5 development hardware. We've not actually seen the console running the game, but there are two definitive pieces of evidence we saw in the clips that confirm that this is indeed running on PlayStation 5. First of all, trophy notifications are of the PS5 style, while performance is essentially a flat 60 frames per second from start to finish at 1080p with just the occasional drop frame, something we had never seen before. This was legit. It was indeed Bloodborne running faster and smoother than we'd ever seen it before, and it was definitely running on PlayStation 5. All of which leads us on to some obvious questions. There's money on the table here for Sony to bring Bloodborne to PlayStation 5, so why haven't we seen an upgrade? After all, if Lance McDonald is able to patch the game for higher frame rates, why can't Sony? Truth is, there are a number of logistical, technical and perhaps even corporate challenges here. First of all, if Lance's patch was rolled out as an official update with no changes made, frame rate would be unlocked on all systems, not just PlayStation 5. Based on our experiences with the patch, as seen on PS4 and PS4 Pro, this would actually make the game a worse experience overall. Getting the game to recognise that it's running on PS5 and only remove the frame rate cap then would likely require that the whole project is remounted and upgraded to operate on the latest cross-generational SDK. It's possible, but it's certainly not easy for a game this old. It's likely that the codebase has not been touched at all for some time, possibly when From Software's contractual obligations to Sony ceased. So perhaps the way forward is for Sony to renew the franchise in exactly the way it has done with Demon's Souls, to deliver the original code and assets to a talented development studio like Bluepoint, and to rebuild, remaster or remake the game specifically for PlayStation 5. Now, this isn't a simple undertaking. It would take years to deliver, but the end result would undeniably be worth it. Right now at least, the McDonald patch running on PlayStation 5 is the best we can do. And while we are fairly certain this footage was captured on development hardware, there has been an interesting development in the last week or so. Older PlayStation 5 consoles running older firmware can be exploited, and right now a series of patches for PlayStation 4 games are being developed that will unlock frame rate and other effects on a range of PS4 titles that are running on PlayStation 5, and I'm pretty sure that Bloodborne is likely to receive one of those quote-unquote upgrades. That's all from this particular piece of scripted voiceover though, so I'll leave you to check out the rest of the footage. But while you're here, please do consider liking this particular DF clip, and maybe even press that subscribe button. But that's all from me for now, thanks for watching.